I already traded that subject a couple months ago with the old setup. Are UVs worth it for snakes? Let's go.
領域展開エビの部屋
So, there is a couple of answers possible here. I'll only talk about my own experience and not all the possibilities like I always do. So, in my experience, there's not that much going on with UV, you know. I'm using it for the ball pythons, I'm using it for the carpet pythons, I'm using it for the corn snakes. You know, I use UV now for more than a year on them. I used UV for a year on the carpet python, Utaime, at least, because he came here in October, November. And I'm using UVB since I got this enclosure, guys, in December also. So not a lot to say about the corn snake, but for the rest, I can pretty much say it. There is not a lot to change that changes, you know. There's not a lot that changes. Let's be clear. It's not like you will see your snake and jump and yeah, I have UV, now I can be myself. You don't see that. No, what you may see, and that's what I saw with the ball pythons, and if I can show you Ishiki, I'll just take that out. Wow, it's hot. Hot. He is like a banana anshi. So everyone knows what a banana anshi should look like. And he looks a little bit yellowish, yellower than a regular banana anshi. We have Aoda that looks a little bit yellower, also less brown, let's say it. And we have the brown that are more here on Kaguya. I can show you Kaguya. The browns on there are a little bit more brown, like, you know, not dull, that brown, but a beautiful brown, you know. And when it comes to Garaga, he is also a little bit brighter. So I don't know if it's brighter because of the under lights. Well, it is because of the UV, because of the UVs and stuff. Because when I go outside, right there, outside, like when it's the temperature good, you know, and I'm going outside there, they are more vivid. They're more vibrant in colors in comparison to the pre-UV period. So that might be the thing, you know, they're more beautiful. That's really important for most people, you know. For me, the most important stuff is that they do great. The rest, if they look more beautiful, that's for me, I'm happier. And if they don't look better with or without, I'm happy too, because I love these snakes. But, you know, it's not like your snake will jump and no and no, you know, like you know what I mean. And with the carpet pythons, I'm using her right now. This is 2.4% UVB, so it's not like it's like not having UVBs at all at some point, you know. But I use also 5% UVB from the Exoterra, which a lot of people will say it is shit, but it works really well for me. So I'm not even going to complain about that. But she didn't gain any color. She didn't change anything, and nothing had changed pre or post UV period for her, at least. She's not more hungry. She's not more angry at all. Same. She's not like nothing has changed. Okay. So the typical question I would have is, does it change anything? Nope, not at all. For me, in my experience at least, you know, because here we are talking about my experience within a year of using UVs. I don't see any real changes. The only real change that I see is with the ball pythons back there, and they are more, how can I say it? They're more colorful, right? What I can say also is that they are basking a little bit more, like, you know, they're a little bit more out. They're not out during the day up until they have to change hides or stuff, you know, but they are like, how can I say that? they are a little bit more like, in the morning, or in the morning they're a little bit more basking than they were before the UV stuff. This is pretty much the most advanced experience I had, the most advanced stuff that I saw changing, which was here. The thing is, when she was in quarantine, she has no UV. She had just a DP project, a ceramic heat emitter, and that was it. That was it for almost 2-3 months, and she didn't change at all between before and after, because she was basking. She was not. She was. She was not. She was. She wasn't like any snake. She was basking. Then she was in the hide. Then she was basking. She was in the hide. And the hide was all hot. So yeah, that was pretty it. And yeah, if you want to see a snake, crawling around, you have our Miss Serrata, which is a pearly white snake. She's a snow, so she's not pearly white, but she has a pearl white belly, and it was super beautiful, by the way. She was transparent at some point, if you want to know it. She was transparent at some point, but whatever. So I didn't saw any change at all, between after and pre and post UV and now UV period. I don't see any changes. So I don't know why are people so freaking out about UV and how an obligation it is, because actually for snakes and for carpet pythons, as far as I know, for ball python as far as I know, and for corn snake as far as I know, it doesn't change that much. They're alive, since they all get the nutritions from their diet, because rodents are complete when it comes to nutrition, vitamin and stuff. For snakes at least, for these snakes at least, they don't need, it's not vital for them to have UVs, it's more a plus, and in my opinion, this plus is not something that people should say it has to be used. It can be used, but it has not to be used. I have talked to some people also that have tried UVB and not anymore. There are some of them that are like, yeah, I don't use it anymore because I had burns. So there's a couple of possibilities that say, okay, the snake was burned through UV because the UV was too hard. Maybe the snake basked under the UV too long, or whatever, whatever you want. But it's I have talked to some people, and many people that say like, it's you use it, you don't use it, it won't change his life, and but the price of the bulb, but here in Europe, at least here in Belgium, when I buy my UV or LED or stuff, it's the same price. So if I can do the UV because it's a plus, I do it. But it's not because you don't use UVs for your ball python, for your corset, for your carpet, for your Borneo short tail, whatever, that you have to be like, yeah, but I'm a shitty keeper because I'm not using UV. No, okay? It's a plus if you can. If you want to do it, you can give it, but there is no vital, in my experience, to have the practical experience and the theoretical experience of a lot of internet experts, to have the practical experience of trying for a year, for some time, a little more than a year, almost a year, or a year, more than a year than here. But there's nothing that have changed, really. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Don't forget to support USR. Don't forget to jump at Pedro. Don't forget to support responsible reptile keeping. And I hope to see you on the next one. Let's go.